Chega aos cinemas mais uma aventura épica da franquia Planeta dos Macacos. E o novo filme tem como título O Reinado. E nos leva para o futuro. Em um mundo dominado pelos primatas, os humanos vão ter que lutar para sobreviver. Direto da estreia aqui em Los Angeles, a gente mostra para você os detalhes dessa superprodução. E uma entrevista exclusiva com o diretor e com os atores. Olha só. Um livro que inspirou 10 filmes e 2 séries de televisão. Além de jogos, quadrinhos e muito, muito mais. O best-seller Planeta dos Macacos, do escritor francês Pierre Boulle, foi lançado em 1963. 5 anos depois, saiu o primeiro filme, que representa um marco na história do cinema. Além de ter sido o início de uma das franquias mais longínquas da sétima arte. Efeitos visuais e abordagem de temas sociais sempre fizeram parte desse universo que nos faz pensar sobre liderança, sobrevivência e a complexa relação entre humanos e animais. O Reinado, ambientado vários anos após os eventos de A Guerra, traz um mundo em reconstrução. Novos desafios surgem, incluindo a ameaça de uma comunidade humana hostil e a busca por um futuro sustentável para ambas as espécies. E agora conhecemos os personagens de Owen Teague e Freya Allan. Ele, um chimpanzé sonhador, e ela, uma humana misteriosa e manipuladora.
All the ape actors went to 6 weeks of ape school with our movement coordinator, Alain Gauthier, and he kind of led us through these wonderful exercises and improvisations to build the relationships that are on screen, and also learn how to move like apes, of course. I also spent a week with chimpanzees at a sanctuary in Florida to kind of get in that zone. Which really, I don't know if you've spent time with great apes, but it changes your perception of your place in the world quite a bit.
Wow, it's amazing. What did you learn with them?
Oh, everything. I mean, how they move, how the complexities of their social lives, of their the way they look at the world. I see them as people, you know. They are so intelligent and so sensitive, and you know, you can have a conversation with an ape without saying a word because we share body language with them. So it's a remarkable thing to sit across from a chimpanzee and know what that animal is thinking and know that he knows what you're thinking and be able to communicate.
It's beautiful. I think they talk with their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freya, your character is a human surviving in an ape-dominated world. Can you tell us about her journey and what makes her unique?
She sets out on a mission with a group of people, and her camp is all killed, and she manages to escape, and so she is suddenly on her own, and she has to do everything she can to survive. And she initially decides to pretend to be a feral human in order to protect herself. She doesn't know what's going to happen to her. She knows she's a threat, being intelligent, and so she kind of has to figure out whether you have that, whether she can trust Noah. And she's kind of put in a position where she doesn't really have a choice, but once she's revealed her intelligence, she then basically is constantly trying to figure out how she can get her mission completed with the help and backing of Noah, but she's along that journey, surprised at how much humanity she sees in him, and that is that is probably the hardest part. One of the hardest parts of her journey is that it's made more difficult because of the fact that she can see more of herself in you than she ever imagined. And so the things that she has to do and the lies and the manipulation is made a lot more painful because of that. And I think she goes to places she never expected herself to go, and I think she's shocked and scared at her own capabilities. And I think she loses a part of herself in the journey whilst also kind of gaining something else as well.
This Nova was smarter than most.
Within reason.
Na direção está Pierre Boulle, cineasta que assinou os filmes de Maze Runner e que nos contou toda a relação que tem com esses filmes épicos e a responsabilidade de comandar uma produção cheia de fãs e repleta de tecnologia.
But I grew up on that original 68 movie. You know, those images especially were key for me to like, how do we kind of like build towards that world essentially? You know, we have behind us this Caesar legacy, the trilogy that this kind of reboot trilogy, but and we get to kind of like, you know, draft off them essentially, you know, use their wind to kind of in our sails to kind of push into new territory and tell a new story. But we always have in our sights that 68 version, you know what I mean? So we tried very hard to kind of fit into both worlds, have a foot in both camps, while still, you know, doing our own thing, to do something new characters, new story, new tone a little bit, you know, give people something fresh in the theater, you know?
And going to the future.
That's right. That's right.
And how about technology? How was the process? What's new? What's technology and what's not technology in this movie?
Yeah, that's a good question. Hopefully people don't necessarily see any technology as it's playing out. They just kind of fall into it. But yeah, this is some of it's the highest level of CG work that you can do today, basically, right? These artists are incredibly talented. It's the same people who made the last Apes movie, the same people who did Avatar, Way of Water. It's the same team. So we're in good hands to create these incredible images that are absolutely lifelike, absolutely real. But all this stuff is driven by real actors, you know, who have to wear these strange suits and they have the dots in their face and they have lots of technology around them to capture like every little bit of their performance, every little eye twitch, every little eye, you know, shape, every little like, you know, wrinkle in their lips. All this detail is captured so that it gets applied to these incredible CG creations by Weta. So it's a real kind of amazing kind of art form, I think, that's very unique to the Apes movies in particular.
When I was watching the movie, I thought a lot about our animals, our cages in this world here. And what deeper messages or commentaries do you hope audiences will resonate?
Well, there's a lot for people to kind of draw on, I think, and these movies have always worked on that level, right? They reflect back to us, you know, ourselves, humanity, and also the times in which we live, you know, so we never try to put that up front and center. It's always kind of in the subtext behind the scenes, so we have our ideas in there, but you know, we wanted to be entertainment first, and then, you know, meaning and all that nourishment, you know, the medicine essentially is there to be had. But, you know, there's ideas about, you know, truth and the fragility of truth, you know, knowledge is power is a big key theme of the movie, you know what I mean, what it takes. We treated knowledge like a virus, you know, is what we thought of it as while we were making this movie, while we were writing it. We were in the middle of the pandemic, and to think about ideas about how, you know, knowledge can be just as dangerous as a weapon, you know, as a gun, you know what I mean? And also just this ideas of two species, in this case, learning how to talk to each other and to bridge divides. And that can obviously be standing in for ourselves, you know, two different cultures being able to, you know, talk to each other and those kinds of things. So, you know, we'll let the people kind of watch the movie and decide for themselves what they want to take from it.
Together, you will die.
No, together,
strong.